Hello and welcome to Craft with Sarah. In this video I'm going to show you how to assemble my layered Valentine's truck SVG. This is a free cutting file download which you can get from my website or follow the link in the description below. Let's see how to stick it all together. Here are all the layers of my truck cut out and ready to stick together. The glue I'm using is called Collel, but other great glues are Bearly Art Glue and Art Glitter Glue. It doesn't actually have glitter in it. So these glues are all brilliant because they don't bend or wrinkle the cardstock like other glues can do. And then to make sure I can get it into these small spaces, I put it into a needle tip applicator bottle. I buy these on Amazon and they've just got these really thin nozzles which make it really easy to get precision gluing done. Kind of lost my train of thought there. I'm also using some 3D foam pads which I am running out of a little bit, and these ones are teeny tiny. If you've got bigger ones you can just cut them smaller with a pair of scissors if you need to. Alright, so let's get started. I'm going to move some of these layers apart so that we can start from the bottom up. And if you've made any of my other layered trucks, then this will be a pretty similar process. So the first layer is going to go on like this, and this one I'm going to glue. You could foam it if you want to, but I'm going to do it with glue on this occasion. I'm just putting the glue into all of the little sticky out bits and then quite a lot along the base. I know it's quite hard to see the glue on a piece of black cardstock. Okay, so let's line that up. There we go. And then next we have this piece of the truck. And this one I'm going to use 3D foam pads for. So I'll turn it over and add these to the back. You want to add quite a few all the way around the edge and in the middle. And the middle's important because if you don't put any in the middle, then your cardstock will sag where it doesn't have any support from the foam pads. And we don't want it to do that. Make sure you don't put the foam over any of the gaps or the holes, otherwise you'll be able to see it when you turn the piece upside down. And then peel the tops off of the foam pads to release all of the stickiness underneath. Okay, now I can bring my design back in, and then I'm just going to line this up. And it's hard to see because I've got a black layer on my black cutting mat. I think that's right. I'll just slowly let it drop, check I'm happy with the positioning, and then push it down to seal. And then next I'll do the hubcaps, and I'll use a little bit of foam for this. I think I only need one piece for each one. Not quite sure, I don't remember which way the little holes are meant to go. I'll put them at the top. I don't think it really matters though. There. Okay, I'm going to do the front of the truck, and this piece will go on here, and I will use foam pads for this one. You could use either really, either foam or glue, but I think it needs a little bit more dimensions, so I will go with the foam. And again, we're putting it in the middle as well as around the edge, and make sure we don't get any overlap. Remember, you can use a pair of scissors to cut your foam pads smaller if you need to. Okay, and then just like before, line it up. Oops, don't stick it down like I just did. Line it up, gently let it go, and then push down when you're happy. The rest of these bits for the front I'll leave until the end, and then let's go onto here instead. So this is slightly more layers on the back, but I don't want it to become so much that it overpowers the front. So I'm going to use glue for some of these. Like this red one here, I will glue. There we are. I want it to end up so that my hubcaps, is that what they are? I don't know the technical term. I'm not a car person. So that they are kind of flat along the top. So I just need to bear the layering in mind. Next, add this layer on with 3D foam pads. Okay, so now this is level. It's a little bit off because we've got more solid cardstock under here, but basically level. So I'm going to glue this white one on. I don't want that back to be too much higher than the front. I'm going to try and get the glue in these heart shapes so that they have a good stick. Otherwise they might start to sort of pop up a little bit, become detached from the bit underneath, which we do not want. Okay, there. Alright, so now we have these two. We've got the brown, which is going to sit on there, and then the hubcap on top. So I'm going to glue the brown, and I'll use foam pads for the hubcap. If I'm using the wrong word there, please comment and let me know. Maybe this is the hubcap. I don't know. I'm clueless at cars. Alright, so next I've got these two bits and I will foam them. These are nice small pieces, so we don't need an awful lot. And again, just make sure none of that foam goes over the gaps, otherwise you'll see it. Here's one piece and the back one. These are different shapes, so just make sure you're sticking the right one on the right side. There we go. And then we just have one final little bit here, which is the heart on the door. And as this is supposed to look kind of like it's been painted or chalked on there, I'm going to glue it rather than the foam. And also that'll make it easier with the tiny little arrow on there. Okay. Don't know which way to put it. There we go, that works. Alright, so there we are. That is my layered Valentine's truck all ready to go in its frame. Here is my design once I have framed it, and what I did was I cut a piece of pink glitter card to go in the background, and then I've got a piece of pink which is the same as this colour, and then I layered up a pale pink with some strips of heart patterned paper and also some stripy red and pink paper to make a little checkerboard design for my truck to go on. Don't forget the free SVG is available at craftwithsarah.com, and I've also got other matching trucks including a Christmas design and a fall design, and there'll be more coming out for different holidays throughout the year. Thank you for watching. Bye!